Hi, my name is Logan, and the career that I chose for myself originally was going to be the medical field, but after getting my third rejection from my UCs during my high school years, I kind of changed my direction with community college as my second opportunity, and I think that's where many people can relate nowadays is adapting and changing to their environments, especially to those who did not get accepted to their original dream college during their high school years, and this is why you went to community college to save money and to see where your future can hold for you by getting into better classes. And I think that's why today I wanted to share to you who I am and why I chose business administration over the medical field with a path towards law at the end of my road. Guess I just start off with who I am. I'm 19 years old. I'm a sophomore at Saddleback. I also take classes at IABC, which is how I'm in this class. I work full time. I work about 38 hours a week. And I work at an accounting office or accounting firm for my mom. And it's been very insightful to who I believe I want to be as a person. I think why it's been very interesting is that I'm starting to learn how to prepare tax documents for well over 700 clients for my mom. What I primarily do for my job is help set up clients for their tax appointments, as well as do other stuff around the office, such as prepare their tax returns or do bookkeeping, which I was able to fully learn over the classes that I took at Saddleback, which was accounting 101 and accounting managerial, which basically just helped me understand how journal entries work and what cost of goods are and etc. Same as the other requirements that I needed to take in order to transfer for a UC, which was Calculus 1 and 2, as well as statistics, economics, micro and macro. And I think those have further pushed me along to grow and understand what I really want to do with my life after college. A very interesting quote that I got from one of my sources was that it was from the Journals of Economics, and it says that many people that lead into an entrepreneurship or leadership come to adapt to their ongoing situations or their never-ending problems that always present themselves. And I think that was very interesting to read, and I kind of like that aspect of you're always adapting and you're always changing and you're always trying to fight or you're always trying to overcome it. And I think that also relates to the type of person I am, because I've always loved sports. I played lacrosse, hockey, and that took a lot of both physical and mental work in order to adapt and change to the playing field that many people would face while doing these types of sports. Like, for instance, on lacrosse, it's a 7-on-7 game, and occasionally it could be a 5-on-7 or a 6-on-7, and it takes a lot of effort to organize yourself in order to overcome the challenges that are presented to you. And I was a defenseman, so I found it very enjoyable to try to overcome these challenges. I think that goes on to why I chose um, business and law as my, I guess, end career job, or what I want to go into. And I think it overall just relates to both my parents. They went to law school, and that's how they met each other. And now my dad is the director of Orange County for environmental health. So whenever you have a Chick-fil-A open, or an In-N-Out, or a Din Tai Fung, he's typically the one who approves the construction for it. And I think that's really cool that he came from as well a medical background, with his parents wanting him to go into medicine, and he chose law and then went into a government job like that. And I think that was really cool. The same for my mom. She wanted to become a lawyer, but she realized that it was not something that she truly had passion for. And then she went into accounting, which now she owns her own firm, and that's super cool. And I'm very proud of what my parents have done for themselves. I think it really inspires me to become better and become a greater person. And I think law combines both structure, logic, and business making decisions. As if you were to run any type of business, you have to have the common sense to know how things are structured and how to properly run a business. And I think that goes into my two other sources I found, where it was by law, and it's called Law and Finance by the ABA Journals. And basically it talks about why many people think about their career in law as it's a big step towards becoming a lawyer or a attorney, because it requires you to focus on, it's a big leap because of how much student debt that most people go into. And I think it's the same with becoming a lawyer, that you really have to think about how much you're committing yourself to this. And I want to go the full 100%. That also leads into my other source that I found, which was called Legal Career Trends by the ABA Journal as well. And it basically talks about why people chose certain degrees of law. So for many, they chose contract law and entertainment law because those paid the most. And I don't want to say that I don't want to get paid a lot, but I do want to make a lot of money. I think that's one of my biggest aspirations, is to have a lot of money and retire my parents. I think a requirement that I chose business was because, and not specifically law in first, was because for law you don't need a background. You just need to take the LSATs to get into law school. And if I have a fallback, I can just go back and use my business degree that I'll receive from my colleges and probably take over my mom's practice or manage it in some way. And I think that's overall why I chose business as administration as my career path towards law, and my overall aspirations for what I have for myself.